Hey, what's going on, guys? I have another project for the ramp truck. I'm going to be installing a York air compressor on the truck. Right now, for the onboard air, I have two 5.6 CFM, I believe they are, electric air compressors. They work okay, but they're just not very fast. I mean, it sounds like a lot of CFM, and actually the York has a little bit less CFM, but I'm hoping the York will give me a little bit faster fill up of the tank. The tank that's currently in it is 12 gallons, and it takes quite a while to get aired up. So I'm thinking I can mount the York right beside the alternator here. I believe I have enough room. It should be, I've already ordered the adapter pulley to run a V-belt beside it. And I'll just have to make an adjustable bracket that comes off the bottom mount of the alternator, and then maybe some kind of adjuster that'll sit up top here. Here's the York. Unfortunately, it is not the 210. This is a 206. It came with a project I bought several years ago. Came out of a 1970 Porsche 911E. That's the factory Porsche bracket. I was considering chopping this off and modifying this bracket, but I think I'm going to have to build a custom bracket because I want the bolts to be the holes to be elongated so I can slide them to get a better adjustment for the V-belt. The compressor turns over easily, but I think the clutch is either seized or bad, so this is either going to have to be rebuilt or replaced. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to do a quick tear down on it and see what all is going to need be done to it. I'm pretty sure I can unbolt these and then tap the holes. I think it's like maybe 1/2 inch MPT, I believe. I don't know if there's any oil in it, so I'll be draining the oil, taking the bottom off, looking at the rods and everything inside there. I'm going to go ahead and pop these two off. This is the suction side, and this is the compression side. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these off real fast. I wasn't expecting this. Looks like they are two different size holes for the suction, or the input and output, I guess. I might be able to get away with using a smaller fitting, because this is a 1/2 inch MPT fitting. It looks like I may be able to use a 1/4 MPT fitting on this one. I don't know. I think that hole right there is too big for a 1/4 MPT. Maybe see if I can have a 3/8 MPT or something. Alright, so I found a 1/4 MPT fitting. It's just a random fitting I had left over from my air ride on the C30. It looks like this will be a very easy to tap that and get that to fit for my air ride. And then I have a random 3/8 MPT fitting, and it looks like I'll be able to tap this side and fit it. I went ahead and removed the bracket off camera. You can see underneath, it looks almost brand new on this side. According to this is a 1989 compressor. It has a date of 0.89, so that means 89. There's a better view of it. It's hard to believe in the state of the 911 that it came off of. When I got the 911 back in 2012, it was a rust bucket. It looked like it came off the Titanic. Maybe it was used as a boat anchor or something. It was completely rusted out, so I don't know how this would have been on that car at the time, but I mean, 22 years. I mean, I guess that car could have rusted that much. I really don't know. But next thing I want to pull off, I want to attempt to pull off this clutch here. Turns over fine. Actually, I'm going to leave the clutch on it. I'm going to see if there's any oil in it first. I removed the bolt, and using the coat hanger method, it looks like there is oil on there, and that oil, I mean, on this glove, it doesn't look too bad, so I'm going to find something to drain it into. I don't know, that oil may have been brand new. I mean, obviously it's, I don't know, 20-some, no? Maybe possibly 30 years old. But I mean, it was really clean and nice, so it definitely kept this compressor nice on the inside, probably. Alright, well, let's see what we find when we pop this top cover off. Alright, here it comes. There we are. Well, it looks like there's a little bit of corrosion. Yeah, I believe that. Right there. But otherwise, it looks to be in really good condition. These dowel pins did come out. Alright. Place these over here. Well, I was hoping to get these cleaned out. Unfortunately, I'm out of my brake parts cleaner. But that is the hole that I will have to block to keep oil from, well, to help reduce the amount of oil that goes into my air system. Now I'm going to pull the bottom cover off and see how that looks. Or so I thought. I just flipped this over. All the bolts, except for these two, I'm going to be able to get out. So I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow or this weekend before I have more time and get the welder out and weld some nuts on it and see if I can get it off that way. So I think next step I'm going to pull this off instead. Well, I picked up a 5/8 bolt today. I pulled off the compressor clutch. You can see it's a 206, so it's the chamfered. But looks like the bearing may be seized up. There's a decent amount of rust on it. But surprisingly, the inside of this is really clean compared to the outside. I was expecting the inside to look a bit more like this. But I mean, I haven't tested the magnet yet to see what condition it is in. Well, after further inspection, there was a bit of rust built up in between the pulley and where the clutch goes on. I just got the rust out, and now it free spools completely. I thought the bearing was bad in it, but the bearing is actually still in really good condition. I don't know if I can grease this bearing or not. It looks like it's a sealed bearing. I might try to put some WD-40 on it though, just to see if it helps it at all. But it looks like as long as this magnet works, this should be perfectly fine for what I need. I'll just have to clean up this little bit of surface rust and paint it. Well, the nut method didn't work, so I had to weld a bolt onto it instead. But I believe I've got them both out. There we are. Well, I don't know if this is normal or not. I don't know if you can see those heat rings, but I don't know if this has gone hot or if they were hardened. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some more research on this. This may be bad. I'm gonna pull these caps off and see what the bearing surface looks like to get a better determination. Well, I guess it's from normal wear because connecting rod caps and the crank looks to be in perfect condition. I mean, you can see it just has a little bit of wear. I mean, but it must be heat treated, or maybe that's just from normal use. I was expecting this to be really tore up and melted, but I mean, it looks to be in really good condition. I'm going to reassemble it. I did the oil passage block off mod for the compressor. This will help reduce the amount of oil that goes into the air lines in the tank. I started on my bracket. I just need to make those slots now. I'm using a piece of 3/16. Here's the plate mounted up and slotted. I have the compressor mocked up. This is how much adjustment I'll have in it. Looks like the air filter will still fit. Just have to angle it at a different angle. I think I'm gonna have to shim that pulley, not the pulley, but the whole alternator. It looks like I'll be able to just put a washer in between those and in between there, and just get a longer bolt for the top, and just possibly have to shim it forward just a little bit because I've run out of room in adjustment right here. Because those are slid all the way forward already. I might be able to drill those out just a hair more possibly, and get it slid forward just a little bit more. But it looks like everything should work as long as that pulley doesn't sit too far forward when it comes in. I drilled and tapped the top of the York compressor. The discharge side was 1/4 MPT, and the suction side was 3/8 MPT. I did not have to drill out either side. The tap went in perfectly. I don't know if it was cast that way or if they ever intended for it to be tapped at one point, but I mean, I didn't have to do any drilling at all. Just tapped the two sides. Here's a close-up of the tapped holes. You can see they tapped perfectly, no drilling needed. Now that all the modifications are done with the compressor, I'm going to go ahead and reinstall all the pieces with new gaskets. There we are. I've replaced some of the hardware on the bottom as a lot of it was rusted out, and I have a 1/4 a 1/4 MPT hole right here, and I'm going to build a sight glass that'll come out at a 90 here, go into a clear tube and go into here, and this will be a T right here, and it'll also be my crankcase vent. You can see here I've replaced all the hardware on top. I've reinstalled the clutch. The clutch spins freely now, turns over with ease. I just got it filled with oil. Here's the sight glass. As you can see, it's up to the little line right there. It's about 14 ounces. This is just a temporary breather. Eventually I'll be putting this breather cap onto here when I buy a silencer for it. But for now, this will work. My York compressor pulley adapter came in. I'm using the overdrive pulley, so it'll spin the alternator faster and spin the compressor faster. Here's a picture of all three brackets. This is the lower bracket. It mounts onto the lower alternator mount, and it connects here. And then here is the main bracket and my adjustable bracket. Here is the alternator and the lower bracket in place. Alright, as expected with the smaller diameter pulley for the overdrive, the belt is too big now, so I'm gonna have to find a maybe 1/2 inch or 1 inch smaller belt. I built the oil catch can for the oiling system. It's pressing through right now. I redid my crankcase vent. I added a oil catch can that I made just out of some random stainless, and I'll eventually be putting this filter on top of it, but right now I need it for the intake because I haven't bought a filter for it. But it's just a couple 90s into the side of the oil catch can. It does work. My problem with just having the vent tube with a filter on it it was pushing oil up through this tube and out into the filter. Because I had the oil gauge, or depth gauge I guess, into a T into the back of this, and it was just shooting oil up through the top. But now the oil, it still is shooting up through the top because I don't know if in the video that you can see it, but it was running back down through this tube back and down into the sump. But it is no longer shooting oil out of the top. I don't have anything inside this. All it does is 90 into this, dumps down, drains back into the bottom. And there is just a little bit of crankcase vent coming out of there. It's not a ton. It seemed like a lot more when it was just the single tube. But hopefully this will fix the issue I was having. On another note, I also made this removable. It'll be easily removable, so I can just top off the oil when needed, and it'll just drain into the bottom of that. But so far it's working great. Alright, well, my air filter finally came in. I just retapped the hole to 1/2 inch. Here is the filter I'm using. There's a part number. It's a 1/2 inch. I do plan on upgrading this side, to 3/8. Currently it is 1/4 20. There should be plenty room to drill it out to 3/8, and I'll be able to upgrade the line. That way I'll be able to flow a bit more CFM, because right now I'm maxing out the CFM through the line to the tank right now. Here's a look at the other side. There's still plenty of meat on there for the 1/2 inch hole, and then this should be just enough to tap it out to 3/8. No, but here's something I'm slightly concerned with. You can see on this side, it has started to pull oil. And this is the side that I drilled and tapped to prevent oil from going through. But I guess the oil is just going by the rings and making it to the discharge side. I assume this will eventually fill up and have to be drained. So I'm thinking I may be able to drill and tap this side and put maybe a petcock fitting on this side just to drain the oil out periodically over time. But I'm gonna have to do a bit more research and see what's going on with that. Alright, here it is with the new air filter in place, and I moved the old air filter to the vent